And I think part of dialogue as well, I mean, it's about having that free flow of information, but part of dialogue as well is to be able to have the dialogue on how to make decisions. And I think that's important
Yeah.
because often that's forgotten, to dialogue about the decision making phase of whatever it is that you're doing. And in a team, you've got to actually have that.
What do you think is a good question to get a discourse going, which might be problem solving or accessing talent? What sort of question might start that off?
First thing, what exactly do we want to come out of this?
Yes.
What's the outcome?
Yeah.
I prefer to use the word outcome than goals because I think
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I think outcome is much clearer.
Yeah.
And if everybody's on the same page about the outcome, then we can sort out, we can have that conversation about how to get there.
Yeah.
But that's first. This is what has to happen. And I think even if you have very diverse opinions about how to get there, you all
Yeah.
agree on this is what you want to see happen. For example,
Yeah.
let's say that you know how do we, so profits going down
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we are in trouble.
Yeah.
So the outcome that we want to see is how do we increase um, sales by 20%. That's the outcome that we want to
Yeah.
have.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Or in the school of medicine, for example, how do we get non-essential surgeries done in the time of COVID?
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah. Yeah.
outcome we want to see, for example.
Yeah.
To be very, if everybody agreed that's the outcome that they are trying to solve, then it's easier to have that dialogue.
No, exactly. And I like it. So it's having courageous conversations, critical
Mhm.
conversations, being brave yourself and saying, all right, guys, you can say anything. Permission, curiosity,
Right,
passing the microphone around. So we're creating this, and we've got that idea of outcome. What does success look like? What does the finishing line
right,
look like?
right.
And also on a sort of higher level, maybe there's a bit of purpose. Would you talk to that? The idea of having something bigger in mind?
Well, I think the vision part has to be there.
Yeah.
If you're the head, the CEO, the dean, the president of a company, you have that's something. If you cannot articulate a clear vision of where you are going as a company, then that's sort of screwed. I mean, you're screwed. You have to be able to have that. That's so important, and to be able to um, define with your employees the values that need to be there to get to that vision. I think everybody knows that that's so critical. But the funny thing is, you know that's critical, but not everybody actually does it.
Very good, very good. So, what do we know? These people are not doing it. Where are they? Are they in fear? They're frozen. Why are they not doing it? They don't know how. What's blocking? What's stopping?
Because that's a lot of work. Asking the
Nice.
why is a lot of work, and that requires really, really intense work that's not easy to do, and that's where I think most people will just want to go about with status quo, but this is not the time to do that.
Oh yeah,
Status quo right now, I think,
yeah,
will be the demise of
yeah.
many organizations.
No, no, exactly. We're head in the sand. Ostrich bias.
Right,
If I
right.
just shut up and carry on, I'll just preserve what I've got, which is a sort of fear-based history lesson.
It's scary for leaders to actually do those difficult conversations.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
really because they have to not be authoritarian, they
yeah,
have to listen, they have to be able to listen to challenges to what they think are the right decisions.
yeah,
And they have to be able to create, this is the thing that's difficult for most people, is to create a safe environment where you can have free flow of dialogue, because often create that safety for people to do that, if people just clamp up, they are not going to say anything.
the most impressive people I've ever met are people who occasionally say, I don't know, or I don't
Right.
know, what do you think? And they're really handing over the baton. And there's nothing better. When you trust them and they say it, it's so powerful, it's so liberating, it's so freeing.
Yes.
I mean,
But
who has the great ideas? It could be anyone. It could be anyone in the room.
yes, it could be anyone in the room. And the other thing, I think, when you are in a diverse team, one of the things that happens is that they have never, in many occasions, they have never experienced the ability to say what they really mean, because the environment is not safe. And
Lovely, lovely.
they don't say anything. They're just silent. And I see this a lot of the times that I've either led the team or coach a team or be the consultant. Is this everybody just don't say anything because they've never felt that safety to
Yeah,
be able
yeah,
to do
yeah.
that.
No, lovely. So yes, exactly, and that's historical, isn't it? So then they're unengaged, and you've got to ask yourself, how did that happen? And then you've
Right.
got to say, where are they? So are they spacing out? Are they applying for other
Right.
jobs? Are they resentful? And that's going to explode in challenge or
Right.
something. What do we do there? How do we re-engage the zoned out, spaced out person? You don't love me, I don't love you. How do we re-engage that person?
We have to stop being the know-it-all.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
important.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
If you're the chairman of the board, or if you're the manager of a team, and
yeah.
you just have to say, you have to be very honest, saying, I don't know the answer. I really need to. I'm serious about listening to all your answers, and I'm listening. And I think you have to be
Yeah,
very
yeah,
vulnerable.
yeah,
And being vulnerable, it's hard for most of us to
yeah,
be vulnerable. And that's really
yeah,
that's asking people who have gone up the ladder by being tough
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's their
and
brand, isn't it? So
right, it's
brand
their
Iron
brand.
Woman, Iron Man has to go,
Right,
I don't know, can you help me? It's a tough gig. It's a tough
right,
gig to seem authentic when you're doing it. What about the
right.
challenger? I don't agree. You're wrong. I on my phone and I found a different fact. What about the challenger? What can we
I
do
think
there?
that I think that you have to really set the tone of the conversation so
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you are not you have to agree on these are the ways that we address each other. So we need to be civil. That's
very
important.
good.
No name calling. I think that's, I mean, but these are things that everybody agrees. But it's important to challenge, but to challenge in such a way that
Yeah,
we focus on the outcome that we want and not the person. It's so easy to go the route of being uncivil because
yeah,
emotions high,
yeah,
and people are upset, and then
yeah.
they start name calling, and then at
See,
that
it's
time I
primitive, isn't
think,
it? We're going down from civilized, whatever that means,
right,
to sort of animal, and it's never going to
no,
work.
I think
It's
it's
never going to work.
dysfunctional, it's destructive as
Yeah,
well, it's
yeah,
just not constructive, and I think that's important. And to not one but once you lose it, if you yourself, if you're chairing the meeting and you lose it, you really have to just back off
yeah.
and
Take a break.
deal with that.
Yeah, yeah,
Right, you just have to say, okay, I need time out.
yeah.
Maybe right now we all need time out to just sort of
I've sent a few
ground ourselves
delegates out
again.
the room. I suppose I have left a few times myself. Probably disguised that one. Oh, hello. I think it's. I need to take my medicine. Very good.
Yes, but
Excusing
I
us.
think it's important to have time out.
I like it. So everybody, I suppose working from home is quite easy to do that. But yes, take that. All right. So is there a punchline to this? I like it. There's a lot of curiosity. There's a lot of humanity. So you
Right.
were an alpha dog winner last time. We're really saying being a humble human today. What would you add to
Yes.
that? How should we give it a punchline for this session?
This is the time that we all become a much more centered, mindful,
Yeah.
um, compassionate leader,
Yeah.
and to understand that it's all about the people you're with. It's not about you. You have to move from being self-absorbed to to really working with your people to find solutions and answers together. And
I love it.
that's together. And um, otherwise, I think we are all doomed if we don't do that. It's
Exactly. So
really
just take a
important.
step and get over yourself.
Yes, that's simple, isn't it? But it's not really simple. I mean, I have to do that. I mean, it's
We all
just
do.
not
We
something
all do. And I think I tell you, we've all been stressed. We've all been
right.
stressed, and it's so easy to lose it and become sort of mono-focused or others. But I mean,
Right.
I find it very liberating to say I don't know, or what's going to happen next. I don't know.
No, I think that the two things that you have to have really is to really work on your emotional intelligence
Yeah.
and to also know how to have those, crucial, difficult conversations with your people and yourself as well. And that's important. Those two skill sets are so critical in order for you to get out of your self-absorption.
Noah, thank you so much for your time, joining together across the herring pond. Thank you, viewers, for being loyal to this channel. Yeah, leave your comments, do your stuff, like it on social media. No, maybe we'll have another conversation, but good luck with the trifecta of locusts and plagues. We know that your humility, your ability to communicate will get you through, and those people lucky enough to be engaging you in serious conversations and leadership debates as well. So thank you very much. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. Cheers.